In this video, you are going to learn multiplying any numbers by 11 in your head faster than you ever thought possible. So come on, this is Aguila and welcome to my channel. In this tutorial video, I am going to show to you my favorite and one of the first mental computation I have learned, and that is multiplication by 11. So this is one of the simple trick I had discovered by myself when I tried to do it mentally. So let me share it to you through this tutorial video. So we have the following steps. First, start from the right and write down the last digit directly. So we have our problem, for example, 24 times 11. So before we are going to start, let us first bring down 24 and break it down. So when we have 24, let us have some notation. Let us let 4 be the last digit. The rightmost digit will be called the last, and then the leftmost digit will be the first. Now, according to the steps, the first step is you are going to write down the last digit, and based on our presentation, the last digit is 4, so we will have 4. Next step, form pairs of consecutive digits from the right and write down the sum one at a time, meaning we are multiplying 24 by 11 and we are focusing on the 24. So what we are going to do is to form pairs of numbers from the right. So the first pair and the only pair, the first and the only pair, because we only have 2 digits, are 2 and 4. So if we are going to find the sum 2 and 4, that is equal to 6. So we write down the sum right next to 4. So we have 6. And then, since we do not have another pair to form, then we can write down the first digit, which is 2. So isn't that real fast? Okay. Let us have our second example. 14,324 times 11. So this time, in this example, we have 5 digits so that we can clearly see how we are going to do it mentally. So recall the steps. First, we are going to write down 4, the last digit. The next, we are going to form pairs. The first pair will be 2 and 4, and the sum is 6. And then continue, the next pair is 3 and 2, the sum is 5, and then write down the sum. And then continue, the next pair is 4 and 3, sum is 7. And lastly, the last pair, we have 1 and 4, the sum is 5. After forming all the possible pairs, we can now write down the first digit, the leftmost digit, which is 1. So 14,324 times 11, that is equal to 157,564. And just imagine, if you know this trick, then you can give the product mentally. Then lastly, what if? This is another possible case. 257 times 11. So I break down the digits into 2, 5, and 7. Then still, we are going to follow the steps. We are going to write down the last digit, which is 7. And then we are going to form pairs. 5 plus 7 is equal to 12. If the answer is more than 10, we do not write that sum directly. Instead, we are just going to get the digit in the ones place, or in the units digit, which is 2. And we write that 2 on our final answer. So we have 2. So what are we going to do with the 1? We are going to carry 1 to the left. What does it mean? you consider the next pair, which is 2 and 5, and then find the sum. 2 plus 5 is equal to 7. So earlier we have carry 1 to the left, so when we find the sum of 2 and 5, which is 7, we will add 1. So 2 plus 5 is 7, plus 1, that is equal to 8. So that's how we are going to do if the sum of the pair is more than 10. We carry the 1 to the left. And then, since we cannot form another pair, then we write down 2. So 257 times 11, that is equal to 2,827. Kung nagustuhan nyo ang video na to, please do hit like at saka yung subscribe button, pati na rin yung notification bell para updated kayo every time na mag-a-upload ako ng video. Maraming salamat po. Once upon a time, tinawag akong walking calculator dahil daw ang bilis kong mag-solve mentally. Pero alam nyo, ako'y nalungkot. Bakit? Sa bilis kong mag-solve, tinawag lang akong walking calculator. Dapat kasi, running calculator.